The secret to thinking in English. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today, I want to share something that will completely change how you learn English. Have you ever wondered why some people sound so natural when they speak English, while others, well, they sound like they're translating every word in their head? The difference isn't how many words they know. It's not about perfect grammar either. The real secret is something much simpler, but much more powerful. It's about thinking in English. If you've been studying English for months or even years, but you still feel like you're constantly translating from your native language, this video is for you. By the end of today's lesson, you'll understand exactly how to start thinking in English, and I promise you, once you master this skill, everything else will become so much easier. Let me ask you something. When you want to say, "I'm hungry," in English, what happens in your mind? Do you first think the phrase in your native language, then translate it to English? Or do the English words just appear? If you're translating, you're not alone. Most English learners do this, and it's completely normal. But here's the problem. Translation takes time. It makes you slow, hesitant, and sometimes confused. When you think in English, there's no translation step. The English words come directly to your mind, just like they do in your native language. It's immediate, it's natural, and it's the key to true fluency. Helly null sets. Tai, let me tell you about one of my students, Maria. Maria had been studying English for 5 years. She knew thousands of words. She understood complex grammar rules. But when she spoke, it was slow and unnatural. Why? Because she was translating everything. Then we worked on thinking in English, and within just 2 months, Maria's speaking improved dramatically. She told me, "It's like a switch flipped in my brain. Now the English words just come to me." So how do you start thinking in English? The first step is to stop translating and start associating. Right now, when you see the word apple, what happens in your mind? Many learners think, apple equals, and then they think of the word in their native language. But that's translation. Instead, when you see or hear apple, you should immediately think of the red, round fruit, the taste, the crunch, the smell. You should connect the English word directly to the meaning, not to another word. Mission. Here's a simple but powerful exercise you can start today. Look around your room right now. Point to objects and say their English names out loud. But here's the key. Don't think of the word in your native language first. Just look at the object and say the English word. Desk, chair, window, book. Feel the connection between what you see and the English word. No translation needed. Now let's make this more advanced. Instead of just naming objects, describe them in English. Look at your desk and say, "This is a brown wooden desk. It has papers on it. It's next to the window." Don't plan these sentences in your native language first. Let the English words come directly from what you observe. Now, here's something important to understand about vocabulary. You don't need to know 10,000 English words to think in English. You need to know the right words, the words you actually use when you think. Think about your native language for a moment. How many words do you actually use when you think to yourself? Probably a few hundred common words, right? You use simple, familiar words. The same principle applies to English. Here's what I call the inner voice vocabulary technique. Pay attention to your inner voice for one day. Notice what you think about most often. Do you think about food, work, family, feelings? Then learn the basic English words for these topics. If you often think about food, learn words like hungry, thirsty, delicious, cook, eat, breakfast, lunch, dinner. Then practice thinking about these topics in English, using simple words. Instead of thinking complex thoughts, use basic English. For example, "I'm tired. I want coffee. It's sunny today. I like this music." One of my students, Ahmed, was frustrated because he knew many English words but couldn't use them quickly in conversation. After practicing this direct association technique for just 1 week, Ahmed noticed something amazing. English words started coming to his mind faster. He didn't have to search for translations anymore. Now let me introduce you to one of the most powerful techniques, stream of consciousness. This means letting your thoughts flow freely in English without censoring them or worrying about correctness. Set a timer for 3 minutes. Start thinking out loud in English about anything. Don't plan what to say. Don't worry about grammar. Don't stop to correct mistakes. Just let the English words flow. You might say something like, "Okay, I'm looking at my room. There's a bed. The bed is blue. I like blue. Blue makes me think of the sky. The sky is cloudy today. I wonder if it will rain." See how the thoughts flow from one to another? That's exactly what we want. At first, this might feel uncomfortable. You might have moments of silence where you don't know what to say. That's perfectly normal. Here's another powerful approach. Use mental imagery. The best English thinkers don't just think in words, they think in images, feelings, and experiences. When I say beach, what happens in your mind? Do you just think of the word beach? Or do you see sand, hear waves, feel the sun, smell the salt air? If you're thinking in images and sensations, you're on the right track. Instead of trying to translate words, create mental movies in English. Imagine you're at a coffee shop. Create the scene in your mind and describe it in English as you see it. I'm walking into a coffee shop. It smells like coffee and pastries. There are people sitting at small tables. I'm walking to the counter. The barista is smiling at me. I want to order a cappuccino. You're not translating sentences. You're experiencing a scene and describing it in English as it unfolds in your mind. One of my students, Isabella, struggled with thinking in English because she was always trying to construct perfect sentences in her head first. When I taught her mental imagery, everything changed. She started imagining her daily activities in English, and within a month, her speaking became much more natural. Now, let me share the most practical advice. Make English thinking a daily habit. Choose simple daily activities and commit to thinking in English during these times. For example, while getting ready in the morning, think, "Good morning. I slept well. I need to brush my teeth. What should I wear today?" Or, during your commute, provide English commentary on what you're doing. "Now I'm walking to work. The weather is nice today. I'm passing the park. There are people jogging." Start with just 10 minutes of English thinking per day. Consistency is more important than perfection. It's better to think in simple English for 10 minutes every day than to try thinking in complex English once a week. One of my students, Carlos, started with just 15 minutes of English thinking per day during his morning routine. After 6 weeks, he noticed something remarkable. English words were starting to come to him automatically throughout the day. Here's another technique you can try tonight. English self-talk. Talk to yourself in English throughout the day. Not out loud necessarily, but in your mind. When you wake up, think, "Good morning. I need to get up. What should I wear today?" When you're cooking, think, "I'm making pasta. The water is boiling. I need to add salt." Remember, don't worry if your English thinking isn't perfect. Don't worry if you make mistakes in your head. The goal is to create new pathways in your brain that connect directly to English. Be patient with yourself. Changing your thinking patterns takes time. Some days will be easier than others. But if you stick with these techniques, if you make English thinking a daily practice, you will see results. Vetamatil. Your speaking will become more natural. Your listening comprehension will improve. Most importantly, English will start to feel less like a foreign language and more like a natural part of how you think. As Maya Angelou said, "Words mean more than what is set down on paper. It takes the human voice to infuse them with deeper meaning." Your inner voice in English will give these words life and meaning. Remember, every fluent English speaker started exactly where you are now. The difference is that they learn to think in English, not just translate to English. Your journey to thinking in English starts today. Pick one technique from this video and practice it for just 10 minutes. Then tomorrow, practice for another 10 minutes. Build the habit slowly and consistently. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more English learning content. Share it with friends who are also learning English. Your support helps me create more videos like this. I believe in you. You can do this. Start thinking in English today and watch your fluency transform. Keep practicing, stay consistent, and I'll see you in the next video. Have a wonderful day.